Good morning, students. Today we will study about inheritance. Inheritance is a English word that means inherited from others or derive something from others, or someone having some features from other or father, like a child have some features, have some characteristics of their parents, their grandparents, like that. So that process, that mechanism through which some characteristics flows from one level to another level, or one generation to another generation, is called as inheritance. This term is also used in your biology also, and in your technical concept also, but mechanism is approximately same, deriving some features from one to another. Okay, so there is then why it is used, that means there is a concept called as reusability. Let's say it is a term. Reusability means reuse something that already exists. Okay, reuse something means we don't have to write a new one. Okay, we don't have to implement a new one, we don't have to insert a new one. Okay, we can reuse that already exists. Maybe that is a function. Okay, then that already exists. And some some characteristics, like you can use a function, you can use data member of one class to another class. Okay, so inheritance is a technique or concept, or you can call it as a mechanism by which you can derive one class from another class. Okay, a new class can be derived from an old class. Okay, and that old class is called as your base class or parent class, or sometimes it is called as a root class. Okay, and the new class is called as your derived class, subclass, or child class. Okay, let's take an example like this. Okay, here is one class, here is another class, another two classes, and you this arrow mark means it is the flow. That means the characteristics as flows in this direction. That means this is your old class and this is your new class. Okay, or it is your parent class, it is your child class, it is a base class, it is a derived class, like this. Okay, if the arrow mark sometimes let arrow mark is like this, it may be possible. That means this is the base class, this is the base class, this is the base class, and this is the child class. Okay, so you have to follow the arrow mark. Like this example is like your father and mother. This is the child. The father is also a base class, mother is also a base class. Child can carry the characteristics from its father, also some characteristics from its mother. Okay, so there are different types of inheritance are there. For example, so first one is your single inheritance. Single inheritance means your one class can be derived from one class also. That means a derived class can have only one base class. Okay, like this. Here is one base class and one derived class. That means the derived class must have only one base class, then it is called as a single inheritance. Let second one is your multiple inheritance. Second one is your multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance means, like the picture shows, let this is C, that means one child class have more than one base class. Okay, for example this, okay, like your parents like father, and let it is your father, and here is mother, and this is your child. Okay, but this both are, it is called as base class, and it is your derived class. Okay, so multiple, in the multiple derived class is your 1, derived class is your 1, but base class is, okay, more than one base class, but derived class is your 1. Third one is your multi-level inheritance. Third one is multi-level. Multi-level means, okay, multi-level inheritance means like this. Yes, for example, let's, this is your grandparents, okay, or grandfather, this is your father, and this is child. Okay, sometimes the child may have some characters of their grandfather or grandmother. So this type of inheritance is called as your multi-level inheritance. Multi-level, that means there are two levels, one is base and one is derived, but here is more than one levels are there. Like this is your one base class, okay, for this base class this is your derived class, but for this derived class this is also derived class. That means in the multi-level inheritance we are deriving a class from another derived class. What? That derive one class from another derived class. Okay, so this is the mechanism of multi-level inheritance, that is derive one class from another derived class. Okay, this is not your derived class, this is base class, but this one is your derived class, this one is also your derived class, but this derived class is for this base class, and for this derived class this is your base class. Okay, and this type of inheritance is called as your multi-level inheritance. You will see the examples later through the programs. Okay, then fourth one is your hierarchical inheritance. In the hierarchical inheritance there is one base class, but there are more than one derived class. Okay, for example, a parent may have more than one children, and also the children have some characteristics of the same father, just like appearance. Okay, sometimes two brothers are looks like each other. Okay, and some having the same characteristics as their father or as their mother. Okay, so this type of inheritance is called as hierarchical inheritance. Okay, and here one base class and more than one derived class. Okay, it is just the opposite of multiple inheritance. Okay, there are multiple base classes but what one derived class, but here is your one base class, multiple derived classes, and next one is your hybrid inheritance. Okay, hybrid inheritance, as the name suggests, hybrid means mixture. Okay, you can mix anything, any two inheritance to create another inheritance form. Sorry. Okay, here is your, as you can see, this is the example of what hierarchical inheritance, and this is the example of multiple inheritance. Okay, up to this it is your what hierarchical, and from on this it is your multiple. Okay, then what will be the example? For example, let's your grandfather have two childs. Let's your father and your your auntie, and then you have some characters of your father as well as from your auntie, or let's your grandparent have two child, your father and your uncle, and you have some, let's your appearance is like your father and your characteristics is like your uncle. Okay, so this type of example is coming under hybrid inheritance. Okay, these are the types of inheritance, and you have to only you have to remember the direction of the arrow. Okay, and the direction is inherited from. Okay, you have to remember this thing. Direction means this arrow means, okay, inherited from, like this. D is inherited from B, D is inherited from C, B is inherited from A, and C is inherited from A, like this. Okay, you have to you have to explain according to the, you have to understood according to the direction of the arrow. Okay? So this is all about your inheritance and the types of inheritance. Okay? Thoroughly you have to read it out, then you can ask me questions. Thank you.